Before we begin, mathematics is built on logic, proofs, algorithms. Equations follow clear rules of reasoning. Keep this in mind as we start. Imagine a world where every choice you make is guided not by a gut feeling, not by a wild guess, but by a clear and steady process of thought. Picture a society where disagreements are not shouting matches, but calm explorations of ideas. Problems are dismantled piece by piece until a solution becomes obvious. This is not a distant science fiction fantasy. It is a world guided by the principles of logic. The goal is not to become unfeeling robots, but to become better decision makers. A powerful tool added to your mental toolkit, a compass for navigating the complex terrain of modern life. Find a clearer path forward. This essay is a map to that compass. A simple guide to making smarter, fairer, more effective choices every single day. So, what exactly is this powerful tool called logic? At its heart, logic is simply a system for thinking that follows clear, predictable rules. It is the structure that helps us move from one piece of information, a fact or a premise, to a conclusion. Think of it like a well-built ladder. Each rung represents a step in your reasoning. For the ladder to be safe and reliable, every single rung must be solid and securely attached. If the steps are sound and placed in the right order, you can confidently climb to the top, reaching a conclusion that is strong and supported. Logic provides those rungs, ensuring our intellectual climb is safe, steady, and dependable. Why should we bother using logic in our fast-paced, emotionally driven lives? Logic helps us find better answers and find them more efficiently. It acts as a filter, catching common mistakes in thinking before they lead us down the wrong path. More importantly, it makes conversations and debates more productive and fair. When people use logic, they are not just stating opinions, they share the reasons behind them. That transparency lets others examine the steps, check the facts, and see if the conclusion truly holds up. This process does not create conflict. It builds trust and fosters mutual understanding, even in disagreement. This journey into logical thinking is not about memorizing complex treatises. It is about a few fundamental ideas with outsized impact. We will explore the three primary ways we reason, the workhorses of our daily thoughts. There are three common and surprisingly simple kinds of reasoning that we use constantly, often without realizing it. Learning to identify them is the first step to using them deliberately. The first and most certain is deductive reasoning. This is the powerhouse of logic that provides guaranteed conclusions, but only if its starting rules are absolutely true. Think of it like basic mathematics. 2 plus 2 equals 4. We have 2 apples. Someone gives us 2 more. Conclusion: 4 apples. The starting points, or premises, logically force the end result. All birds have bones. A robin is a bird. Therefore, a robin has bones. The second path is inductive reasoning. Induction is about probability and patterns. This is the logic of observation. We watch something happen again and again and infer a general rule. You have seen the sun rise every morning. You conclude it will rise tomorrow. Is it absolutely guaranteed? No, but it is overwhelmingly probable. The third and most creative form is abductive reasoning. Abduction is our best guess logic. Think Occam's razor and harsh generalizations. It picks the simplest, most plausible explanation for the facts. If a student is missing their homework, it probably was not done would be the best conclusion. Yes, a dog could have eaten it, but that takes a lot more assumptions, and thus less likely. Doctors, judges, and detectives use abduction to infer what best explains the evidence. What is truth? This single word is the destination that all logic seeks, yet its meaning can be surprisingly fluid. People often mean different things. Understanding this distinction is crucial. We can simplify into 2 categories: subjective or social truth and objective truth. These explain why the same world yields different conclusions. Subjective truth: a belief held true by a group at a time. It feels true because people validate it. Social customs, fashions, many moral codes. They affect us but depend on agreement and can change. A polite greeting in one country can be a grave insult in another. Objective truth exists independently of belief, remaining true even if everyone disagrees. The Earth revolves around the Sun. Water is H2O. But our access is filtered by senses, instruments, and interpretations. We may later discover an understanding was incomplete. For centuries, a stationary Earth fit consensus and appearance. Careful observation, mathematics, and logic revised the model. A new, more accurate objective truth replaced the old consensus. In an age where information is everywhere and everyone has a platform, it can be tempting to think all opinions are equal. So who should we trust? This is where the role of the expert matters. An expert dedicates years, often decades, to a topic. Though they come with a bias, many check it for pursuit of further discovery. They wrestle with data, conduct experiments, debate peers, and face rigorous checks. Their view is not infallible, but evidence-based. With complex issues, most of us lack time, resources, and training to personally evaluate climate science, vaccine efficacy, or economic policy. This is the value of expertise. They have done the work for us. Trusting an expert is logical delegation. Look for experts who explain their evidence and logical steps. Challenge them if you disagree and to get a better understanding. Then judge the argument made on its merits. When there is no clear consensus or a topic is new, public opinion can serve as a temporary placeholder. The crowd is not perfect logic, but it can start a discussion until rigorous work is done. A group of experts are a microcosm of the general consensus, be it with more knowledge of a topic. Logic empowers experts and skeptics alike to build better cases. Not all claims are created equal, and logic helps sort the useful from the useless. One powerful tool is falsifiability, popularized by Karl Popper. For a real-world claim to be useful, there must be a conceivable test that could prove it false. If no evidence could ever contradict it, it tells us nothing about reality. Example: all swans are white. Falsifiable: a single black swan falsified the claim. Contrast: there is an invisible, undetectable dragon in my garage. Untestable: not useful. All arguments rest on axioms, starting assumptions accepted within the argument. In geometry, the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. In life, suffering is bad. Human life has value. Many heated debates are not about faulty logic, but clashing axioms, like individual liberty versus community safety. Recognizing the axiomatic level makes conversations more productive. Logic is not just for textbooks or classrooms, it is a daily, practical tool. In math and computer science, logic is the bedrock, enabling proofs and the ones and zeros behind our apps, cars, and finance. In science, observe, hypothesize abductively, predict deductively, test, and generalize inductively. This cycle built modern medicine and space travel. In daily life, better finances and health choices. Break decisions into key factors: salary, commute, work-life balance, career growth, and evaluate systematically. Become an informed consumer using evidence over emotion. Simple practices to use now. Listen for reasons, not just emotions. Check the facts and sources. Ask: deductive certainty or inductive probability? Neither. What's your abductive best guess? Consider other possible explanations. Be open to changing your mind with better evidence. Why learn logic? It makes you a better thinker. It structures your thoughts and clarifies your explanations. It shields you from flawed arguments, manipulative rhetoric, and misinformation. It keeps you humble about the limits of knowledge and certainty. Logic is the yin to emotion's yang, adding clarity without dimming the heart. It illuminates one steady step at a time. Be a little more deliberate in your next choice. Pause, ask a good question, and let logic guide you forward. And always remember that math isn't magic, it's everywhere.